let's take a look at his supporters, because Project Veritas, I showed you this last week, I guess it was. They got one of his field organizers talking about how the gulags weren't that bad. Okay, this is James O'Keefe's great organization, Project Veritas, which really gets some terrific video. Now they've got a new one of their field organizers. This is Martin Weisberger talking about how violent he's ready to get. This is cut number 5.
Guillotine the rich. I always said, I'm a communist. I'm ready to start tearing bricks up and start fighting. I'm no cop, bro. I'll straight up get armed. I want to learn how to shoot and go train. I'm ready for the revolution, bro. All right. Guillotine the rich. So, do we just dissolve the Senate, House of Representatives, the judicial branch, and have somebody like Bernie Sanders and a cabinet of people make all the decisions for the climate? I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah.
What will help is when we send all the Republicans to the re-education. Can you imagine Mitch McConnell?
Oh, God, he wouldn't survive a day.
Lindsey Graham.
I
realize they're founded as re-education.
Right.
So he's talking about, by the way, if you weren't watching, when he says Lindsey Graham, he makes a limp wrist gesture suggesting, A, that Graham is gay, and B, that a gay guy is not going to do well in these gulags that he's proposing. Just compare that for a minute to Sanders himself, who's saying we can disagree without being disagreeable. Now think for a minute, just think for a second. If this guy were a Trump supporter talking about white supremacy, if this guy were a Trump organizer going out there and they got him on a hidden camera saying, no, wait, I just can't wait till we get rid of all those black and brown people. Would they not? Would the press not? I don't even have to ask the question. Would the press not go nuts, basically tagging Trump for this guy? And the people would be, all my liberal friends would be calling me up and saying, what about this guy? None of my liberal friends are calling me up and saying, maybe I won't vote for Bernie because of this guy. But think of the disparity between the Sanders who's out there talking about revolution and the Sanders who every time he's confronted basically backs down. I have to wonder. I wonder if the Spectator is right about this, because there is a scenario, a very obvious scenario, in which Joe Biden wins this thing walking away. He has yet to fall beneath number one. Every now and again, somebody will rise up and, the way they do during these primaries when people are testing out different ideas during a poll, somebody will move up, Elizabeth Warren will move up, and then she drops down. But Joe Biden has just remained steady. Everybody thought his best day was going to be his first day, but it's not true. I mean, maybe his best day was as good as his first day was as good as the rest of his days, but he hasn't dropped down. He has the support of black people, which is so important in the Democrat Party. Henry Olsen, there have been a lot of polls saying black people are going to defect to Trump. Henry Olsen, a great poll watcher, says it's not true, that the Democrats are still going to have the black vote. And so if that's true, Biden is the guy they love because he was an ally with Obama. I'm not sure that Bernie thinks he has any chance of this or cares if he has any chance. He's 110 years old. He's just had a heart attack. He doesn't want to be president of the United States. He just wants to make noise. And maybe by putting on a show, again, by putting on the drama of the left, move the party to the left where he wants it to be. I want to play one more cut, the other cut from Project Veritas of this guy, Martin Weisgerber, a Sanders field organizer, talking about how he learned about the gulags, which is really wonderful.
The gulags became a lot more political as they went on.
It was a tool. It's like a boogeyman.
You know what? We have more people in prison in this country right now than Russia did at the height of the gulag.
We do.
That's essentially. I only learned this in college when I started studying the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was not horrible.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, for women's rights, the Soviet Union is, I think, the most progressive place to date in the world. I leave it to the Soviets to make the most badass, most effective gun in the world.
Okay. Engineering, great.
The destroyer of imperialism and colonization.
I mean, everywhere.
That's why I want to get it tattooed on me.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
It's amazing stupidity. I just have to add this one thing, that he learned this in college, the idea that women had more rights in the Soviet Union, which the New York Times has been selling as well. Absolute nonsense. If one of your rights is having your husband carted off and shot and then getting a bill for the bullet, which is what Stalin used to do, and he used to shoot the women too. I mean, they were tortured and raped in their in the cells. It's an amazing idea that women were just doing absolutely great in the Soviet Union. It's an amazing idea that the AK-47 is the greatest gun in the world. It's a piece of garbage. It's something that you use if you're a native fighting an empire, so it's worth something, I guess. But it's just amazing to me, the falsehood that has elevated Bernie Sanders to the place that he's in, and the idea that maybe he himself is a falsehood, that maybe the excitement that he's generated is all a show, just meant to get his message out there and move the party to the left in a race he doesn't want to win. That would make perfect sense to me. The Soviet Union has always been a fake, and so is Sanders. Everything is tickety-boo, including the massive growth of the Daily Wire YouTube channel. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and catch all our future videos right here on YouTube.